Hi everybody, it's me, Charles Normans from Sports Solutions LLC. We are the creators of AthleticSOS, and it is a software program that if you have a high school athlete and they're trying to get an athletic scholarship, they can use our software. We'll take their academic information, the sport they play, the level they can play at the collegiate level, and they can find all their options and opportunities, and they'll find out if they qualify to go to that school in general. So those are the kind of things that we want to do, because what we want to do is for your kid to reach out to those schools that they're interested in, that are in the right place, that have the right majors for them, that just feel comfortable to them, that they never heard of, didn't even know existed, and those schools don't know they exist, and we want to try to connect them together. And we tell you all how to do that inside the software, and the best part is it's absolutely no cost to you guys. So I've been telling you guys for the last few weeks, as we go into 2024, we're still in the early part of the year. I've got a bunch of big cool stuff planned for it. And one of the things I keep on telling you guys is that, in my opinion, youth sports is the golden ticket to a remarkable life. That you just, we're all doing it wrong. And everybody goes, oh, you know, you just play sports, you can do these other things. There's tons of things you can do, but sports is it. And here's why I believe that. And I just think we're doing it slightly wrong. And I got this from going through this with my daughter, where we kind of got off because of some financial issues way back in 2008. That was the last time we had the financial problems. I got caught up in a whole bunch of stuff that I was trying to do, and it was just bad timing for me. And so she had the talent to play at the next level, but I didn't have the finances to get her to the right teams and in the right environment all the time. And I worked my way around it. And the way I worked my way around it actually turned out to be the greatest thing ever, which is one of the other things that I always tell you guys is, no matter what choices you have to make, if you've done some analysis, some assessments, and you've sat down and thought about it, you probably won't ever make the wrong choice. You think you made the wrong choice because it's not the choice you had previously thought you were going to do, or the one that you wanted, or the one that's most popular, or the one that gives you the most prestige and all that stuff. But that doesn't mean you made a wrong choice. It's just, what do you do with the choices you have in front of you to move yourself forward? And that's all we needed to do. And like I said, my daughter ended up getting a full ride scholarship for basketball. Went to the perfect school for her, and we did it about as untraditionally as you can. So what do I mean about that it can lead to a golden ticket and we're doing it kind of wrong? And I'm not going at anybody. If you have a kid, let's say your kid's 5 years old and they're starting to play sports, one of the first things I think parents do wrong is they don't get their kid in the right sport. They go to the sport that is close to them. You know, I know for almost every neighborhood, there's baseball, basketball, football, soccer, maybe volleyball, maybe you get to gymnastics, but there's like 32 different sports that your kid could play that could get them an athletic scholarship, that they can go and play at the next level. But it's not just to do that. So what happens when your kid starts playing sports? First, they get out and they get amongst people that they may have never necessarily come across. And most of the people that put their kids in sports are pretty good people. Parents that are involved in their kids' lives, want to make sure they get involved in some activity, because you can just let your kid go out, go play at the park, which is good sometimes. But I'm just saying, you're around a different set of people. Now, you got people doing it for different reasons. They want their kid to be a superstar and maybe go on and play professionally and make billions of dollars and set the family for life. Yeah, there are people like that. But there are only a few sports that's going to work for anyway. And some of them do it for the pride of being able to come out. Their kid's very athletic. They played college, or they played professional sports, and they want their kid to go out there and whip everybody's butt. And that's okay too. None of this is wrong. I'm just saying there's different reasons. But what your kid's going to get a chance to do is get out there and play against other kids. And what I'm trying to get the parents to realize is those are your key moments. So let's say from 5 to 9 years old. Your kid's going out, they're just learning the sport. So now you can get them some training, right? So you go to get them a trainer, that's another set of kids they're going to be working out with. Don't just rely on the teams that they're playing on for their training and their development. Go and find them a trainer. The second thing is, go find the sport they're good at. There are all these sports, but we always lock in on a set number of sports, and your kid may not be good at that sport later on. It may not fit them. And that's one of the biggest things we found with the software is kids get to high school and they don't even have the height or the speed or the size or whatever they need to play that sport, or they don't even like it. They don't even love it. So try to do two things. Try to find a sport that they're good at, that you can see right away they're good at. So try a bunch of different sports, see which one they're good at, and then find one that they love. And it could be two different sports, but go down both paths so that they have two things that they can work on. So that's one thing. The second thing is, And this happened a lot when my kids were younger. We would be going to a game or a tournament or something like that. Get to know some of the other parents and the other families, not just from your team, but from some of the competitors. If your kid's a really good athlete, which I'm assuming they are, even as they get older, the kids that are really good athlete on the other team, try to get to know those parents too. And then see if you guys what are they doing? How are they moving forward? And so these are connections that you're making with kids that are going the same direction your kid's going in. And encourage your kid when they're out there on the field and they're playing and somebody's doing something that somebody's pretty good, just go, hey, you know, you guys are pretty good. Where do you guys work out? Where do you guys play pickup? Where do you guys do this? Where do you guys do that? And see if he can make some connections or she can make some connections with those other players from other teams. You're playing against people all over, but we get so locked into our team and our players that we don't do anything to move past that. The next thing I think people should do, if you're a parent and you guys are going to something that's overnight, or you know you're going out of town to play in a tournament or something like that, you guys are traveling, especially if you're in a travel club, and you're going to stay overnight somewhere, go one day early or stay one day later. Find out what else is going on in that area and let your kid go see that. There's all this cool stuff going on in the world, and we miss it because you get so locked in. Hey, we got a game, you got to have your game, thought, face, all that stuff on. The kids can do more than one thing. So get there a day early, a day later. These are the experiences that are going to change their lives, because you don't know what they're going to connect with. But I know people get so connected with, we got to play. We don't have time to be fooling around. You need to get your rest. You need to do this. Yes, they're kids. They're going to be fine. Okay. One of the things that happened with my daughter, like I said, I couldn't put her on the team that I wanted her to go to. I just didn't have the money for it. So we ended up getting with a bunch of kids that were maybe 80 miles away, 100 miles away. They had a couple of practices, but she really connected with these new girls. And so we went to a tournament in Oregon, and we were out there, but these parents had a whole different outlook on how you travel with your kids. They weren't thinking of their kids as going, they were all going to get scholarships. They all got D1 scholarships, but they weren't thinking this was the end all be all of everything. We went down this river, what was it called? The Clackamas River in Oregon. We went to a sporting goods store, got the cheapest little floating things, and we went down there. And then we went to Chicago. We went and visited all downtown. We went to Portland, and we went to all these different places. And then when I went to the tournaments, when I went to the games, because we only had the one team, so we went to the games. We saw other teams from our area there, and they were like, well, "Hey, where you guys been? You guys haven't been here." I go, "Hey, we went and did this and we did that." And they go, "What?" I said, "Where you guys been doing?" They go, "We have to come and watch all the other teams play." Why? I get it. You want team cohesiveness. But as a parent, you guys as a coach, these are experiences. You guys get a chance. You're in places these kids have never been before. Go find something to do other than just the game. Let them experience life while they're experiencing the game. So that's why I keep saying, I think we're doing it wrong. And if we get it right, it'll work out perfectly. For girls sports, biggest thing I see for girls sports is they never get to play recreationally. They don't get to pick up, go find their friends, and go out to the park. I don't care what sport they play. Find a couple of their friends, a couple of the parents, get out there. Just let them play. Don't try to coach. Don't try to tell them what they're doing wrong. Just let them run and play, pick each other's teams or whatever they're doing, and just have a good time. Those are the differences between when I say you can start having a remarkable life, because those relationships at some point in their life can come back for them and make a big difference. And it teaches them how to think outside of just, oh, this is a grind. They get tired of the sport. They'll be playing that sport for the rest of their life because they love the sport now and what it can bring into their life, and not just the fact that they got to play and they were great and we won the championship and all of that. Those things can come too. You can do, one doesn't take the other one out, I guess is what I'm trying to get to. So these are things that I'm talking about when I'm saying athletics can lead to a remarkable life. And that's all I want for our kids. And so the last thing I'm going to say is, I'm not arguing that, they could be in music and STEM and all of these other beautiful, wonderful things that they could be doing. But sports has the one unique piece that any of these other things have. No one's trying to stop you in those other things. Yes, there's somebody competing against you, but no one's trying to actually stop you from winning. And for sports, that is the difference. And the other difference is that because of that, all you really want from your kids, even if they're not the superstar on the team, even if they're not the best player, even if they're not going to go play college, they're not going to play pro, maybe they make high school, make varsity, the fact that they learn how to compete against someone that wants to defeat them in real time, at the same time, you're competing at the same time, that builds a piece of character you can't even talk about anywhere else. You can't match it anywhere else, in my opinion. And so this is why later on, when they're going out and they're going to get a job or going to do something, people look at their resume and they see that they played at this college, or they played some professional or semi-pro or whatever it was, or they got to the Olympics. Whatever they did, the higher level they go to, that's what they're going to talk about. That, I realized that from my daughter. She went for an interview. First of all, she got to get the interview at a young age for that job, when she's doing a great job with it. She got that because she played college sports, and the person called her and said, hey, are you interested in this? She went to go do the interview. But she said while they were in the interview that they're just asking about what did she think of leadership? Oh, she played this. Oh, what happened when you guys played against these people? Tell me a story about how you had to overcome adversity in this realm. It's something that separates you from everyone else. It doesn't make you better than anyone else, but it does separate you. And so these are the kind of things I always talk about with sports. I get parents all the time, you know, my kid's going to college, they don't have time for that because they're not a D1 high level, they don't think they're going pro. That's not the point. Even if they only play the first 2 years, those are general ed times anyway. Let them play. If they can make that team, that sets them apart from everyone else. I don't know how to explain this any more than that, but I get pushback all the time, especially this time of year. Oh, we don't need that, you know, AthleticSOS. Our kid's not going to do that. That's for jocks. That's not people that are serious about school. Are you kidding me? If you play even high school varsity, you got to keep your grades up. You got to go to practice. You got to keep your attitude right. You got to go all those ups and downs that go through playing sports. Maybe you get injured. You got to make a recovery from that. You got to do all of that stuff. Whereas other people, and I don't care what anyone says, everybody in school, if they study, get tutoring, whatever they need, they can be a straight A student. Nobody's blocking you. No one's in your way. In fact, everyone's trying to help you, but everyone can't make that team. Everybody can't play that. So if you have that in your life, then let's cherish it. If your kid can play at the collegiate level, and I don't care what level it is, I don't care if it's NCAA Division 1, 2, and 3, NAIA, I don't care if it's JC, I don't care what it is. If they can play at the next level, let them do it. It's going to change their lives. And then the last part about this I'm going to say is, as you go through, this is for the athletes yourselves, as you go through this journey that you're going on with sports, every time you get into an opportunity, you're somewhere, you're at a camp, you're at a combine, a showcase, anytime you're away from your regular team and routine, connect with some other people. Get to know who they are. And when you get to college, get to know the people that are in other disciplines on campus. You're the star. You're the kid. Okay? So you want to do all of this stuff at the same time. All right, guys, I don't want to go too far into this. I just wanted to get this one out. It's about to rain out here in California. I have no idea what's going on with the weather around here, but I wanted to get this one out because I think it's really important that we understand. I want our kids to have a remarkable life, and they're going to do that if we get all of this right as they're leading up to where they're going to go out on their own, and they discover that, hey, there's a big world out here, and there's a lot of things to do, a lot of things I can do, and they find out who they are as a person. And they do that with the experiences that they get in life. All right. As always, best of luck to you in all your endeavors, and we'll talk to you next week.